People ask me all the time how I train as a wheelchair athlete. Today, I'm showing you my complete upper body program. This program is built around one goal: getting stronger, building muscle, staying healthy, and maintaining an independence for life. Every week, I'm training strength, power, muscle, grip, core, neck, conditioning, mobility. Here's exactly what I do. This week is my deload week. Deload weeks are designed for you to take some time away from training, roughly around every 4th week, to boost your recovery, give yourself a mental break, and optimize performance and gains in the long term. I'm going into a strength phase next week. I train in a block periodization using the 8 to 12 weeks of hypertrophy, 8 weeks of strength, and 4 to 6 weeks of peaking. That's how we get bigger and stronger. Monday is my competition bench day. That's my main lift. So we start off with the competition bench press, pausing. So we're basically pausing for 2 seconds and then exploding up. This is the most important lift of the whole week for me. Everything starts with getting stronger on the bench press. Assistant work, after we're done with our bench, we do incline dumbbell or cable presses. I can get heavier, so I do the cable presses. Close grip, reverse grip for our triceps. Wide grip pull-ups for our back. Lateral raises for our delt. We do Zercher shrugs for our upper back and our chest, and hammer curls for our bicep. This day builds pressing strength, upper chest, shoulders, lats, traps, and arm strength, which is going to carry over to everything else in your upper body. All right, now moving on to the incline cable press. Giving your central nervous system a break, preventing overtraining. It reduces your injury risk and restores your body's power output. Neglecting your central nervous system recovery limits muscle engagement, stalls your progress, and drains your daily motivation. If you want to get stronger and you want to keep progressing, you got to pay attention to your recovery, especially your central nervous system. Also, on my deload weeks, I cut the reps and weight in half, down to 65%. So if I'm supposed to do 4 sets, I'm only doing 2. If I'm supposed to do, say, 140 on each side of the cable, I'm only doing 70. Same thing with the bench press and everything else. You can keep your accessories kind of, at the normal weight that you would use, but I still give myself a break during this period. Tuesday is athleticism, core, and durability. I'll do one-arm suitcase deadlift holds. I'll do athletic conditioning like med ball side to side, box to box transfers. I'll do core, pellet presses, side rotations, and then I'll move on to neck. I'll do neck, the harness forward and backwards, and then some kind of grip. I'll do like a plate pinch holds, and then I move on to my last thing, mobility. Very, very crucial. I'll do some shoulder mobility, some band dislocates, some thoracic rotation, dynamic thoracic mobility. This day is all about staying athletic and building real-world wheelchair strength. Wednesday is going to be my incline and overhead press day. My main work I'll do will be something like a barbell incline press. We'll do some Pec Deck Flyes. I'll do a barbell shoulder press, and then I'll move on to my assistance work. Now, my assistance work is going to be for like my triceps, weighted dips. We'll do some flat bench cable pull downs, which is a great exercise to really activate those lats. We'll do some rear delt. I'll do some shrugs and then alternating dumbbell curls for the biceps. You always want to keep these little muscles very strong during any kind of lifting you're doing. This is my muscle building day. Lots of volume, lots of upper chest and shoulder work. I just put this movement back into my program in. The reverse grip bench press to me is really all triceps. Like, I used to have a grip kind of wider, but I come in into close grip. It keeps the elbows close to the body. So you're using nothing but triceps. You want to push on a bench press back toward your face, but for the reverse grip triceps, I just go straight up. Really feeling and contracting my triceps. I'm putting out a video about this, man. If I was you guys, give this a try. Let me tell you. Take your time though, start off light because it will kind of mess with your wrist. If you're not used to it, You will feel a lot in your wrists, but I'm telling you, I love this exercise. All right, so moving on to Thursday, it's functional strength day. Athletic work. We're going to do some med ball, lat to shoulder. We'll do some conditioning. Again, not crazy, just putting a stimulus on the back body. We'll do some backward cable pulls. We'll do some rotational strength. Then I'll move on to some like med ball front hold twist, really working that core, really working my upper body. Then we move on to some specific core. We'll do some cable crunches, static dip hold crunches where you're going to crunch what you can. Again, moving on the neck, we'll do side to side this time. And then I'll move on to some kind of grip. Probably some reverse curls. We'll do some pronated, supinated, some wrist devotions, some forearm curls, and then some mobility. Mobility is key, man. We'll do some shoulder mobility. We'll do some thoracic extension, some band traction, some lat mobility, stretching out those lats. This day helps me maintain transfer power, shoulder resilience, and rotational strength in the upper body. All right, and now Friday is my overload bench day. We're going to do dead benches starting from chest, get that chest power. Then we'll do slingshot bench while I overload. Well, I'll do heavier weight, 300, 315, 305. Really just feeling my body, press that heavy weight. This lets me overload heavier weights safely. And then we'll move on to some assistant work. Chest supported rows, big back equals a big bench. My rolling dumbbell tricep extensions for some isolation of the triceps. Some face pulls, wide upright rows for my shoulders. We'll do some high pulls for my traps, preacher curls. This is my highest intensity day of the week, which I love. And it's just making me stronger throughout this program. And then Saturday is recovery, grip, to mobility work, and core. I know you say, but Josh, you're working out. That's not recovery. Blood flow helps recovery. You can do active recovery days if you train properly, don't push too much weight, and you go through the motions, moving your body. For the core, we're going to start off with some cable wood chops. Then we'll move on to the neck. We'll do some band resistant twists. And then we'll move on to some grip, which will probably be some pull-up towel hold hangs. And then always at the end, we do mobility. I will do some lat stretch. I'll do some pec stretch. I'll do some scapula, control drills. This day keeps my shoulders healthy and keeps me recovering and getting ready for the next week. Why this program works? This program trains your strength, your muscle hypertrophy, athleticism, independence, in movements like the grip, core, neck, helps with transfer strength. It helps you with your longevity. Being a wheelchair athlete, it's about maintaining independence. It's about protecting your shoulders. It's about staying capable for decades. This is the exact system I use to build strength, muscle durability, and confidence while living a life in a wheelchair. If you're a wheelchair athlete trying to get stronger, subscribe to The Ruck Show because that's exactly what we're building here.